Independent fuel retailer Goran Raven is caught in the crossfire of soaring oil prices, facing both financial pressure and customer anger at his stations. Raven describes the current oil price situation as absolutely horrific, not just for consumers filling up their tanks, but for small business owners like himself who are struggling to maintain operations. His staff members have been subjected to verbal abuse and confrontational behavior from frustrated customers who blame the retailers for the astronomical costs at the pump. The retailer emphasizes that independent station owners are not profiteering from the current crisis, but rather fighting to survive amid razor-thin margins and volatile wholesale costs. This situation reflects a global pattern where small fuel retailers worldwide are becoming scapegoats for international oil market fluctuations beyond their control. As energy costs continue to create economic strain across multiple sectors, the tension between consumers and frontline retail workers is expected to intensify further. Britain's independent ethics advisor has definitively rejected conservative calls for an investigation into the Prime Minister's appointment of Lord Mandelson as ambassador to the United States. Sir Laurie Magnus concluded that all relevant governmental processes were properly followed when Lord Mandelson was selected for the prestigious diplomatic position in Washington. The Conservatives had demanded a formal inquiry, questioning whether the appointment met established ethical standards and procedural requirements for such high-level diplomatic roles. Magnus reviewed the entire selection process and found no evidence of impropriety or deviation from standard protocols typically used for ambassadorial appointments. This decision effectively closes the door on opposition attempts to challenge what many consider one of the most significant diplomatic appointments in recent British political history. The ruling reinforces the independence of the ethics oversight system and suggests that future high-profile government appointments will continue to face intense political scrutiny even when proper procedures are followed. Law enforcement officials investigating the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of prominent U.S. television presenter Savannah Guthrie, now believe they understand the kidnapper's motivation after 41 days of intensive investigation. The sheriff leading the case indicated that investigators have developed substantial insights into why the elderly woman was specifically targeted, though they have not yet publicly disclosed the suspected motive to protect the ongoing investigation. Nancy Guthrie disappeared more than 6 weeks ago, prompting a massive multi-agency search effort that has drawn national attention due to her daughter's high-profile role as a television news anchor. The case has highlighted growing concerns about crimes targeting family members of public figures and celebrities across America. This development represents the most significant breakthrough in the investigation since Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, potentially bringing law enforcement closer to solving a case that has captured widespread public attention and concern throughout the media industry. A guitar wielded by Pink Floyd's David Gilmour has shattered auction house records, selling for an unprecedented $14.6 million to become the most expensive guitar ever sold at public auction. The legendary instrument was integral to the creation of some of Pink Floyd's most iconic recordings, including their groundbreaking album Dark Side of the Moon, which remained on Billboard charts for an extraordinary 14 years. Gilmour used this particular guitar to craft the distinctive sounds and solos that defined Pink Floyd's progressive rock legacy throughout the 1970s and beyond. The astronomical sale price reflects the guitar's historical significance in popular music and demonstrates the robust market for rare musical instruments tied to legendary artists. This record-breaking auction highlights how music memorabilia has evolved into a serious investment category, with collectors willing to pay extraordinary sums for instruments that shaped cultural history. The sale establishes a new benchmark for music memorabilia auctions and suggests that items connected to influential rock bands will continue commanding premium prices. 2 more thoroughbred horses died on the final day of Cheltenham Festival, intensifying scrutiny over safety protocols at one of horse racing's most prestigious events. Envoy Allen and St. Le Fort both suffered fatal injuries during Friday's races, bringing the total number of equine fatalities at this year's festival to concerning levels. The deaths occurred on what should have been a celebratory conclusion to 4 days of elite steeplechasing competition that attracts hundreds of thousands of spectators annually. These latest fatalities have reignited passionate debates about horse welfare standards in professional racing and whether current safety measures adequately protect the animals that make the sport possible. Animal welfare organizations have long criticized the racing industry for prioritizing entertainment and gambling revenue over equine safety and well-being. Racing authorities will likely face increased pressure to implement more stringent safety protocols and veterinary oversight to prevent future tragedies at major racing festivals worldwide.